All right, guys, so welcome back. I know it's been a little while since I uploaded a video, but I just came off vacation, had to go back to work. Obviously, I had lots to catch up. I only got to fish once this week. I did the Wednesday night tournament, and I got some redemption. I know I didn't throw that video up. The first time I fished this tournament was the Wednesday while I was on vacation, and I got absolutely just slaughtered in that tournament. It was not good. My footage wasn't that great because it's a nighttime tournament, so I lose light real fast. However, this Wednesday we got a little bit of redemption and we ended up winning that tournament. Not only on top of that, but I ended up catching the biggest bass out of everybody and got that side pot as well. So bringing home a little bit of money, fishing only my second bass tournament ever and winning it. I am pretty excited about that. So far I have won 50% of the bass tournaments I've fished. So I'm pretty happy about that. We got a couple more of them coming up all the way up to daylight savings. So we'll see how that works out. All right, so to get back on the get back rolling here, I wanted to kind of go over some stuff, kind of get back on it. As you remember my last video, we posted up lights, the green lights on the kayak. I went out, I fished them, they're absolutely amazing. The only thing I don't have, and I was real reluctant about this, is interior lighting, like courtesy lights, if you will. So I went ahead and picked up a couple sets here. This one right here is a white LED. It's got a silicone backing on it, already on the circuit board to protect it. And of course, it's got a little rubber gasket as well. So I'm gonna hide those up in the handle of the kayak, and that way they're out of sight, they're not ruining any type of night vision, but they're still providing area lighting, if you will. And then I'm also going to install these two. This is just a little tiny white LED light. They're typically used inside of live wells to find your fish, but because they're used in live wells, they are also sealed very, very well, and they can be in a wet environment. So I haven't found a good spot to put these quite yet. As you can see, it is a little bit deeper, so I need to find a spot where I can put this. I've got a pretty good idea, but we'll go down to the garage here in a second and we'll take a look and get those mounted up. I'm not going to show you how to solder all that. If you remember, that's in the last video. We might just throw up a little montage or something like that. All right, the other thing we missed out on last week is the new tackle day. So I got a couple lures here that are not new, and then I've got some stuff that's new to me, and then I do have these guys right here, which are brand new. This is by Grande Bass. This is the 6.5 Airtail Wiggler. So they're made here in the Central Texas. They've got a bunch of good lures out there already that are phenomenal. I've been using the rattlesnake for quite some time. It's a good stick bait, if you will. It's kind of a nice little taper to it. The bait I've been using the most is this one right here. This is the Grande Bass 4-inch Mutant Claw. And everything's black and blue right now in Texas, and I use this bait a lot. This is a trailer that I like to put inside of my jigs. And the reason I like this one in particular is because of the claws. The claws are a lot thicker than just your standard ones. They are ribbed, so they give off a little bit of water whenever they push. And it's just a really good bait. They are on the softer side. That's where you get the action from, but they do tear. And so I really, really like this particular one. I'm only buying black and blue in that one. They call it Black Opolis Blue, whatever that is, but that's kind of what the bag looks like. So these are their brand new Airtail Wigglers. They just gave me a bunch of samples at that tournament, and so I've got one in Bama Bug, and I've got one, I can't really tell by looking at their website. This is either Sour Tomato or Falcon Craw. Essentially, it's half green, half red, and it's your typical shaky head is what it is, but down here at the end, it's got that thick cavity and it's hollow. It's got a little air chamber on the end of it. It's opened up so it'll bubble out. And we've already put this on a shaky head, and it really does stand up in this kind of fashion. So that's pretty nice. Can't wait to try those. As y'all know, I just got a whole bunch of new shaky heads from Owner, so I'll give those a shot. All right, the other new thing I got here that is not new to the market, but it's going to be new to me, is a different type of trailer. I've been using a lot of those biospawns, and I've been going through them like crazy, so I needed to find something else that I could get real quick. And I am a huge fan of the Rage Tail Strike King stuff. I use a lot of their craws. So this is the Rage Tail 4-inch Menace. So a little bit smaller bait, still has your two little flappers there, or claws, whatever you want to call it. They are stuck together, so you can leave them as a solid piece, or you can go ahead and tear them apart and then get them to kind of flap independently, which is probably what I'll do since I'm going to be using this as a trailer. But what I like about it is it's a smaller, thinner, low profile, so when these fish get real picky, I can kind of downsize my presentation. I've been buying a lot smaller finesse type jigs, and so this might help just for that. And of course, I picked this one up in watermelon red. It's got your typical coffee scent to it. I'm sure everybody's probably familiar with the Rage product. And then the last one of the ones I've shown in previous videos is JJ's Magic. So of course I picked up another bottle of JJ's Magic. But I also wanted to show you is Procure. That one's one that's been out there for quite some time. So I went ahead and happened to find some. It was clearanced out, but it was clearanced out in the flavor that I think fish are attracted to. It's the same flavor as the JJ's Magic. This one is a garlic crawfish. And so let's see if I can get that without a glare across it. So what's cool about this one, now not gonna work. Okay, so what's cool about this one is it's kind of like a thick gel. It's kind of a brownish color. It smells terrible, but I can put this on some of my bigger swim baits. I can put it back at the tail, because what I've been getting a lot lately is big bass following my swim bait and nipping at its tail and never committing and biting it. So I'm hoping with something like this right here, putting this on that bait, maybe I'll get them to bite. So we'll give that a shot. So what I'm gonna work on now is I'm gonna get all my lights soldered up. I'm gonna go down, I'll take you with me to the garage. We'll pick out a location, do all that mounting so you can kind of see what those lights are. I wanna show you one more thing real quick, guys. All right, so I don't know how many of y'all are doing this currently, but you know, this is a great product out there. There's lots of different guys making them. This one happens to be the rod glove, but basically, I've been carrying these rods on the kayak, to the water, on the boat, everywhere. My lines are constantly getting tangled up, and I don't want to be breaking guides. Now, granted, I use a lot of micro guides, but this is basically, it's a rod sock. And so, you know, it's a quick, inexpensive way. It's about $6, and this will protect your $100, $200, $300 rods, and it makes it a lot easier to kind of store them. So I got 3 here in the green and black color, and I got 1 in gunmetal on my spinning rod. So they do make spinning rod versions. You can tell it's a lot bigger, so it'll fit around there. But you know, it's a quick and easy way. It's $5 to protect your investment. So why not do that, right? If you are utilizing rod lockers, the Kayak does have rod lockers on it. This will allow you to slide these down into that rod locker and get them out a lot easier without banging guides, hooking lines, tearing things up. It's just going to be a really good way to kind of protect your investment. So take a look at that. Whatever brand you decide to go with, think about getting some sort of rod sock to go on there. They make these things in millions and millions of colors. It kind of acts like a Chinese finger trap, and so it'll pretty much, they've got one to fit whatever rod you're fishing. All right, guys, so let me get some soldering done, measuring all my wires and stuff like that. Then we'll head on down to the garage and we'll kind of go from there. Alright guys, so you can see down inside the handles right there, I've got those lights mounted up, and then straight in the back in the tank well area, I've got a light mounted on both sides right there. So that gives me the 4 lights kind of around my seat. And then the other thing I went ahead and did is I went ahead and put 2 lights mounted up underneath my GPS, and I'm running it off that battery, so that switch is located up there. So pretty cool. Of course, I've got my 2 switches right here. They're going to be out of the way. The first one controls the green lights, and then the second one controls the white lights. So I think it's a pretty neat little piece there. I'm going to go ahead and do an overhead view so you can kind of see what everything looks like together. Give me 1 second. I'll set up the full overhead view. The 2 bait wheel lights right back here in the back. I've got the 2 lights that are tucked up here in the handles, providing light for my feet. And then I've got 2 lights mounted up underneath the GPS, kind of putting more light down on the deck. The lights for the GPS are right up here in the front, so you can see that lights up the front of the footwell. The other 4 lights for the back are right here, next to the first set of lights. Of course, we got the original green lights right up front. Let me kick off the lights real quick so you can see what it looks like. So there it is, guys. There's the lights on the deck. I left the seat off, of course, so you can see it in the milk crate. But you got your lights. I'm pretty happy with it. Looks good. I have control of turning off all these and still having my lights up front, which is great. At the same time, I've got the secondary set of lights right up here that I can also kill if I needed to. And then I've got my green lights operating independently. So if I needed to, I can turn off all of my white lights, just one of my green lights. You can see that I'm dimmed out on my GPS, but pretty nifty. I really like it. I think it turned out great. I can't wait to get it out on the water, and I think it's going to be kind of a great addition to the kayak there. It'll kind of make it a lot easier to fish at night. So if you guys got any questions, please go ahead. Don't forget to comment below. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and then as always, don't forget to subscribe. All right, thanks for watching, guys.